Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, welcome to the channel. My name is Michelle Expert, and I hope that you're going to enjoy all the content that is on this channel and that is to come. So, you know where the danger is. You know where the danger is. The danger is in not believing in yourself. The danger is in not showing up authentically in spaces because you think you're not good enough with opportunities that you have been given. I know I am preaching and talking to somebody. Oh my goodness, you guys know I'm always keen on sharing a lot of things that I'm going through, a lot of things that I've come across and that I've literally kind of been having conversations with different people about. And this has been such a huge thing. It actually goes hand in hand with imposter syndrome, but I want to simplify it and just say the danger for your purpose is you not believing in the potential that you actually have and in just who you are at this moment in time. I was having a conversation with a couple of people after an event. So after this event, we went for drinks and we were having this conversation about different perception, right? And there's a gentleman that we were sitting with that shared this experience that just blew my mind, that just proved this point that I had in my head for such a long time. But I was like, how do I articulate this thing to the way that I would like to communicate it as, right? So what he spoke about is that he went to an event, right? And he went to this event and he was dressed up and da-da-da-da. And when he got to that space, he felt like he was overdressed. He felt like he had done too much. He was a little too dressed for everybody because everybody looked a bit more laid back, right? And literally throughout the entire event, he was just feeling some type of way. He just felt like maybe people thought he was trying too hard. Maybe people thought he was just doing too much, or he wasn't dressed for the occasion. You know, just all these negative things throughout the event. To only realize towards the end of the event that if people that were talking to him were actually saying to him that they respect him so much and they thought that he had such a huge position, or he's just of high authority just because of the way that he was dressed and he was carrying himself. And we literally started talking about perception because he walked into that room with the idea that, oh shucks, you know, I'm overdressed and people are probably looking at me funny thinking, what the hell is he doing here? And everyone else is perceiving him as somebody who probably has a lot of money or as high authority or is like a leader somewhere because of how he looks. Has that ever happened to you? Do you ever get in spaces and just automatically judge yourself based on the perceptions that you have in your mind and how you think other people are thinking of you when sometimes it is not the case? And that is what I'm talking about right now. It is you not believing in yourself and you not owning yourself and your truth in the spaces that you get into. And what I am realizing is that when you walk into spaces like that, with that mentality, with that perception of yourself, you actually don't maximize the space. That's the first thing. You don't take up space in that space because automatically you are feeling intimidated. You feel like, you know, maybe I don't belong here, maybe I've been doing too much, or maybe I'm doing too little, because sometimes you go to events, you're like, everyone looks so good here, why don't I, you know, or in meetings, forget events, or in meetings and spaces that you want to sell yourself and you want to make money, right? And this happens to most of us. This happens to me, this happens to a lot of people. And the person that I'm telling you about is not somebody who's just like starting off. This is somebody that is really doing well in their career and in their lives. So it really started making me realize that sometimes the perception that we have about ourselves in our minds is not always how everybody else feels and thinks about us. Literally, this is the case about 99% of the time. And the perception that we have of ourselves comes from our own personal identity, our own things that we're suffering with, and our own things that we're dealing with. I shared with you guys a couple of months ago actually, and I was sharing with you guys how I had been delivered in dealing with a negative mentality, right? And I realized that part of that is always looking at yourself as somebody that is at the back foot of everything, right? Always looking at yourself as somebody that is not good enough on your videos, that is not good enough on your reels, that is not good enough on your profiles, that doesn't take good enough pictures, that can't show up because maybe your personality might not be like that. And there's all these things in your head about how you are not it, how you are not good enough, how you won't be able to succeed, and the biggest question I've started asking myself is, what do I have to lose by showing up authentically, by literally taking up space in that space and realizing that I have so much to offer right now in the space that I'm in right now, other than where I want to be. I might not be where I want to be, but right now in this moment in time, I have so much to offer and I'm going to get in this room and offer it. Now, of course, it is definitely easier said than done, right? Because we can talk about it, but also when it comes to putting it in action, it becomes a bit more difficult. But it takes a lot of practice. What I want to encourage you to get rid of this thing that weighs you so heavily, or this feeling of just like not not showing up authentically, not being yourself, and sometimes having the right pep talk, but when you arrive in these spaces or you're talking to that client or you want to put that post out, you feel like, it's not perfect, it's not good, it's not great, it's not this, and all those mental blocks that we have. The biggest thing to do with this is to continuously practice. Always expose yourself in areas and environments that literally stretch you. If you know that the space intimidates you, go in that space and practice being bold, practice being audible, practice being seen. And let me just say that in this day and age where obviously there is like a rise of materialism, and let me not call it materialism, let me just say that it's just when you get in space and people just look good because they are in certain levels of their careers, they smell a bit more better than you, they look a bit more better than you, they speak a bit more better. You need to realize that they have done and they are continuously doing their own 10,000 hours to actually show up, and you need to do that for yourself. You need to literally practice. This means that sometimes you will arrive at an event and probably feel like you're the most underdressed person, but you know what, you are not there for your looks, you are not there for your dressing, you are there for the potential that you have. And when you strip yourself away of all these things, all these social norms, all these things that the Abantu Bazotini, what people think are going to think of you, when you strip yourself off those things, you realize that there's so much more you can offer. You realize that you're a lot more free in spaces. You realize that you can connect with people more easily, mainly because you are just yourself, regardless of what you have, regardless of how you think you smell, regardless how you think you look, regardless of just all these exterior things that you think you are. I know I shared a video of the things that I have done to basically grow my brand, right? And some of these things had to do with looks. Catch the video, I'm going to put the link down here, and some of those things had to do with juicing up my looks a little, so that I can show up in different spaces. But I want to make it clear that wasn't me from the beginning. You can literally go watch my videos from 2 years, 3 years, 4 years ago when I started my channel, and go look at the photos that I started with when I started my Instagram page and all my other social media platforms. I was not always that polished. I didn't always have that good quality, but I realized that where I am at that point in time, I need to show up to the best of my ability. And at that point, all I had was smart, all I had was brain, all I had was something to say. And I made sure that I'm going to say what I need to say. I'm going to create impact. I'm going to create a community, and as I build, opportunities will come that will then eventually allow me to kind of get to the next level of my brand and of my career. And I'm still walking that journey, but I'm saying this to encourage you to realize that in the midst of trying to do all these things to appeal to different brands, to appeal to different clients, and to look a certain way, you need to realize that where you are right now in your life, in your career, is absolutely important, and you need to own that, you need to run that, and you need to work with that, because that is what you have. That is the best you can do at this moment. And guys, like I'm saying, look at what you can offer right now. Right? Look at, if you're saying, okay, right now, maybe I might not be able to get a makeup artist to do my makeup, I might not be able to do my makeup to the best of my ability, I might not be able to buy the expensive wigs, that's fine. Do it the way you are, but say I'm going to compensate by making sure that if I film a video and it's 5 minutes, I'm going to give the best 5 minutes, the best 5-minute points. I'm going to give so much impact, I'm going to give so much value, I'm going to give so much awesome things in this video, because then people get to see my potential, people get to see what I'm bringing to the table, which then makes it so much easier for you to connect with people, for you to continue to grow that community. So it is important that you just live freely and you're authentic with yourself and show up in the way that you envision yourself. This is important, because I remember I used to do shows, right? Oh, I talk so much and so fast. Okay. I used to do like shows and spaces and just be in public spaces, right? And feel like I'm not like, before I get there, I'm like, okay, these are my points, what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to say, and be so confident. And when I get there, I don't say the things that I wanted to say, I don't do the things that I wanted to do, and then I beat myself up after that, because I'm like, damn, you should have made these points, they were so powerful, you should have said this instead, this is so powerful, you should have articulated yourself like this, why didn't you say what you planned to say in the beginning? Because I chickened out and I was nervous, and I've just realized that most of those things just take practice, just take me being comfortable in my own skin, me being comfortable with being myself, and say, you know what, I'm going to get in this space and I'm going to own the space, I'm going to take up space, and I'm going to say I'm going to embrace the fact that I have been given this opportunity because I deserve it. I have been given this opportunity because it is my time. So I'm not going to let anything get in the way. So that becomes very, 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 very important to you, okay? So get out of the danger zone. Okay, start believing in yourself, start walking in your own truth, start just embracing where you are in your life right now at this very moment in time, so that you can walk the journey that you need to walk, so that you can do the things that you need to do, and just so that you can live the life that only you are destined to live by God and nobody else, you know. And you can just cultivate that freedom and that life for yourself. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you've watched it towards the end and you're not subscribed to the channel, I don't know what you're trying to do, but you need to get your act together. Okay, subscribe to the channel. Thank you once again for watching this video. Have yourselves a beautiful, 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 beautiful day. I will see you guys on my next video. Mwah! Goodbye.